It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Shots of the Trucker John live stream, on a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. The Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest brother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come on for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch him now, he's heading south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack, gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Wanna get the chocolate on live stream. He's the biggest ever seen. Watch your mouth, he said so. Not even sure what that means, but if there's one thing I know, the chocolate on live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the chocolate on live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Oh. It's time for the chocolate jump stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the chocolate jump live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Chocolate jump live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time and go alive. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yes, the chocolate on live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the chocolate on live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. All right, test, test, test. As per usual, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Because you just never know. I just never know if things are working. Even though I do have a green light on the mic, I'm not 100% sure until I get a thumbs up. So I'm just going to sit here. There we go. Thank you, Aaron. In Brooklyn. What, are you kidding me? All right, guys, here we are. Hal Sparks After Show Hangout. So let's hang out, man. Let's hang out. Let's do this. It's 11:40 a.m. here in Vegas. It's currently, we're sitting at, I think, 82 degrees. It says we're only going to get to 90 today, which is a bit of a cool down. It's been around 100 the last couple of days, few days. Hopefully I'm still going. My iPad has no connection, but hopefully we're still going. If we're still going, if you guys can still hear me and everything, because I know I have issues here with connectivity problems. For some reason, my iPad, I had it on I'm using the hotspot on my phone. Otherwise, my iPad's not getting any connection, but it looks like we're back on there. So I guess we're good. So guys, I get some more thumbs ups again from Aaron in Brooklyn. Thank you so much. Roxanne says connection good so far. So for some reason, my iPad just decided to disconnect from the hotspot. But anyhow, I do see Kevin Hawthorne was very first one waiting patiently in the lounge, the driver's lounge. So thank you, Kevin Hawthorne. for hanging out with us. If you're still here, but that was a while ago. So I got Roxanne Epstein here. Josh is here. Hey, Josh. Brooklyn, like I said earlier, Brooklyn's here. I'm so glad I caught you. Pam J's here. Greetings, Lounge Act. Roxanne Epstein. Yeah, Aaron's here. Hello, Aaron. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out and being my mod. Wes Webb is here. How many of us have failing kidneys? I don't know. I don't know, but it has a special plate. It has a special plate in my heart. Something like that. Elizabeth Fernandez is here. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. AM's here. The Soulcraft. Soulcraft. Greetings, TJ, and my Uber crew. Roxanne Epstein. He's headed south. Not even sure what that means. I think he does, though. I think you all do. Wes Webb says, Wes Webb, if she's pregnant, do you marry her just to? Are you asking yourself a question? Is Wes Webb asking Wes Webb a question? Robert Perez is here. Good morning to you. Good top of the morning to you, Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Robert Perez says, top of the morning to you, Trucker John, and hearty howdy to all of you lovely liberals out and about. And to the rest of yous, go fuck yourself. Okay, so at this point, everyone was saying the audio was good. Hopefully it's still good. Gin Up the Bass is here. Beat LA. LA won last night in 13 innings in the rain. LA Dodgers. Go Doyers. Wes Webb just starting right off the bat, flinging his shit. Way to go, Wes. Way to start things off. Big Hook, going, not gone yet. Thanks, Big Hook, for being here. Hopefully you're still here. Mine is Kevin Anderson's here. Nick Rich is here, like number 24, 1141. I'm only 3 minutes behind, Nick. James Williams, good morning to you. West Webb Hotspots, hang out at McDonald's. They should let you bring a green screen or provide one. Yes, McDonald's should be providing me, just me and only me, not anyone else, just me, a green screen. My own personal booth. Oh, Trucker John, here's your booth. We've put a green screen up for you. Here you go. Yes, that's the way it should be. I agree. For once, you and I, Wes, are on the same page. I agree. And I think it should be every McDonald's in the country, not just the one here. Everyone in the country, wherever I go, they should go, oh, Trucker John, yes, please, come this way. We have a booth reserved for you. You noticed the nice green screen we put up for you. Yes. No one else sits here. We've always got it cordoned off. Just in anticipation of your arrival, sir. That's the way it should be. Absolutely, Wes Webb. I 100% agree with you. Probably the only time we've ever been in complete agreement. I think Wes Webb may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, just shouting like like the old man and telling everybody to get off his lawn. Aaron West, $5 super sticker. Let's get this party started. Thank you so much, Aaron. Yippee! I almost said yoo-hoo. We don't say yoo-hoo here at the Trucker John channel. We say yippee! Yippee! Thank you. And then I almost didn't call you the right name. Thank you, Aaron West. I appreciate you. Thanks for super sticker. Thanks for the shout out over on Hal Show with the link to come over here. Thanks for everything you do. I appreciate you having my back over here in the driver's lounge. In the driver's lounge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alvin Stoops here. Hey, Alvin, good to see you. Roxanne, I've seen confirmed by TJ. Ooh, we know what it means. He's headed south. Jen up the base says, Trucker John, can you please explain to the crowd at home at Roxanne Epstein what the dry heat of Vegas or Phoenix? Thank you. Well, it just means there's no humidity. There's no moisture. It's just a dry heat. There's no stickiness. There's no, I just took a shower and I'm dried off and I'm already needing another shower. There's none of that. None of that. Now, granted, if you're out in this 100-degree, 115-degree heat and you're digging ditches for a living, or, you're framing a house or whatever, yeah, you're going to work up a sweat in about 5 minutes or even less, maybe. I don't know. You're going to get hot. But you're not going to be like sticky hot, drenched in just stickiness. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sitting here inside my apartment, air conditioning, but not 1 ounce of humidity. And I love it. Some people don't like the dryness because I like I said, I've gotten people in my cab or in rideshare that are just like, how do you stand this dryness? And they'll talk about how I have to go and get, chapstick and my lips are cracked. They've been here like 1 day. It's like, my lips are cracked and my skin is dry and blah, 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 and I'm like, I don't know. I've lived here my whole life, so I don't know. But there's just no, I guess, moisture in the air, and it's just dry. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't want there to ever be any humidity or any moisture. I love it when it rains. Believe me. Pam J, hello when we all say GFY together. Go fuck yourself. I don't know. The Soulcraft, when's the last time someone called you a cracker and denied you housing based on being white? Never. As far as I know, I don't know. Cynthia C's here. Hey, Cynthia. Good to see you. Posting up some of those trucker emojis. I think that's what I'm calling them. Trucker emojis. Cynthia C says, just waking up, John. I am having French toast. Sounds delicious. Do you like French toast or pancake? Well, I usually make pancakes because I have pancake mix and it's easy to make pancakes. It's been a long time since I made French toast. I used to make French toast for my kids all the time. I like French toast, though, but, I think I like them both equally. But I guess I make pancakes more because it just seems like it's kind of easier just to whip up some batter and get the old griddle going. I don't know. But now that you got me thinking about it, I should probably make some French toast. I haven't made French toast probably in years. But thanks for watching. Thanks for waking up and turning on the old Trucker John channel there. I'm just skipping on down a little bit here. January Sports Highlights is here. Hey, good to see January Sports Highlights. Hello to you on this happy Saturday. Happy clappy Saturday. With my wrinkled up old green screen behind me. I really need to get an iron That might be my next purchasing goal: an iron and a huge ironing board. I don't know. How do you iron a green screen that's as big as a sheet of plywood? I guess I would have to get a sheet of plywood as my ironing board. Maybe, I don't know. Roxanne Epstein says, I knew that Jen is pissed. He's experiencing the humidity of the Florida swamps. I do not see. I don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe I could get acclimated. I don't know, but I don't think I could ever live in a place like Florida or those Gulf Coast states. We talked about this yesterday on yesterday's show, especially during this time of year. Getting into late spring and into summer. Uh, I don't think I could live in Alabama and Mississippi and especially Florida. I guess the Panhandle, right? I just don't think I could do it. But unless you're maybe, it seems like if you're like right at the beach, it's a little different. I don't know. The Soulcraft says my MAGA neighbor freaked out because my 13-pound mini weenie dog got 15 feet into his yard. Think I might set up drums in the garage today and play his favorite blast beats. Usually, if some dog wanders into my yard, when I used to have a yard, I would want to pet it and feed it and give it water and talk to it and pet it. That's just me, though. Now, if he crapped in my yard, I would probably be a little upset with the owner. And I would probably say, hey, if your dog's going to crap in my yard, would you at least please come and pick it up? That's probably the only issue I would have. Or if they were like digging, some dogs are diggers, stuff like that. Those are separate issues, though. Usually, I would just pet them and talk to them, and give them a snack, and then say, okay, where do you live? Let's get you home. Something like that. That's just me. Hey, Alvin Stoop, member for 7 months. Yippee! Alvin Stoop, thank you so much. Says, I can't wait to go to Indy 500. Nice. Did you guys see the Wienermobile race? I didn't see it. It's funny. Yesterday I had a passenger, and he was telling me about the Wienermobile race. And I was like, what? There's a Wienermobile race at Indy 500? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I would love to watch that, But apparently it already happened, and I heard that they already had it. But I would just go for the Wienermobile race, I don't know. That's just me, I guess. Jennifer says that was an excellent explanation. Well, I hope, here I am. I'm not a meteorologist by no means. But I tried. Golf Marine's here. Hey, Golf Marine, good to see you. It says Yuma, Arizona is drier than Vegas. This is not a competition. This is not a competition. Okay, I'll believe you. I've been to both places. I don't know. Seems pretty close to me, but if you say so, Gulf Marine. I mean, I'm not. Like I said, this is not a competition. I would probably like maybe to have a touch more humidity instead of being bone dry all the time. There's got to be a good number. It's like I think LA is pretty good usually. Um, a good mix of dryness and humidity and all that kind of stuff. That's usually pretty. Although there are lots of droughts in Southern California, but I mean LA is pretty pleasant usually. I think. Uh, and San Diego, I think is San Diego might have consistently day in day out. Robert Perez could probably attest to this. Probably the most beautiful, kind of perfect weather in the entire country. Westwood pancakes. I have a waffle maker. Goodwill has them cheap. I don't know what having a waffle maker has to do with pancakes. You don't make your pancakes with a waffle maker, do you? Those are called waffles. But I I probably have a waffle maker in my storage. I need to get my storage out. My stuff that's in store. I need to get my stuff that's in storage out. Anyhow, I have so much shit in there. Gulfarine, is Def Leppard out there eating faces again? I don't even know. I don't know. Cynthia C says, Albus Dude, my dad was a crew chief at Indianapolis 500. They love tomorrow's race. We have original brick from the track. Wow. That's quite a nice keepsake. West Webb, you can keep the batter in the refrigerator for a few days in a row. That way you can have, I don't know if it's waffles or pancakes that he's having, but you can have those like 3 or 4 days in a row. Good to know. That's good to know. Cynthia C, that's why they call it the Brickyard. Yeah, that's right. The old track was made, I think the entire track back in the 1900 whatever aughts was made with bricks. The entire track. And then after a while, when they resurfaced it, isn't it just sort of like the start finish line or something? Do they still have that? Where it's got brick? I don't know. It's been a while. I used to watch the Indy 500 every year. Every year. Like when I was a little kid and well into my teens and then maybe not so much in my 20s, but it was still I would watch it every now and then or whatever. And then over the years, it just seems like as I started working and I started truck driving and I'm on the road, it seems like I haven't just sat down and watched the Indy 500. I can't even remember. Maybe it's been like 20 years or something. And all I've seen is probably like, some replays, some highlights of it or whatever. And I'm going to probably be driving tomorrow. I probably won't even watch it tomorrow. Tim Farrell's here, ironing with Trucker Sean. I might even have an iron in my storage. Big Hook with a reminder to everyone to call your senators and make sure that crappy bill is stopped. People are going to die so billionaires can have even more. Now, did you guys probably saw a clip of Bruce Springsteen, right? Coming out on stage in England and talking some smack, putting Trump in his place. And that was great. And then the other day, a couple nights ago, Springsteen put out on his channel, YouTube channel, I guess, it was about 31 minutes of his actual concert, and it was of that part where he comes out and he's saying how all the things our country's going through right now, and talking about Trump and talking about how Trump and these Republicans, they want to take away food from kids so that rich people don't have to pay taxes. It was beautiful. And then they did about uh, 3 or 4 songs. So it was a great clip. If you guys want, you should check it out. It's on YouTube. Bruce Springsteen. It's a 31-minute clip. You get a great. It's real. I don't know. I love Springsteen. So if you're not a Springsteen fan, maybe it doesn't have the same effect. But I love his. I love his music. I love everything about the guy. I love his passion. I love his compassion. I love how he is on the right side of history. Bruce Springsteen is, and he cares about people. Cares about the working man, working class. He cares about the poor. He cares about children. Uh, all that shit. And I love the guy. And so I don't know. I watch it. It gives me chills. Watch that 31-minute clip. He plays these songs that are very emotional. It's almost like and maybe might be a turnoff to some people, but it's almost like being in a church, and that's what he's going for. He's going for that gospel feeling, but in a way that is real and meaningful, and not just in a way, because I get turned off a lot by churches, where it's all about passing the hat, and you don't know where that money's going. Is it going to buy the pastor a new house or a new car, or is it actually going to help feed the poor? Yeah, that's a separate issue. But he gives you that feeling, that gospel, that like, hey, because he even says in the clip, like, let's go to church, or he goes, let's pray, and he doesn't really start praying, but he starts singing these songs, that are just totally from his heart, from his soul, and it's a great moment. So go on YouTube, check out Springsteen. He just posted it a couple nights ago. It's 31 minutes. It's got the whole thing where he comes out and bashes Trump and the Republicans and all this shit that's going on here in America. And then he goes and he sings, I think it's like 3 or 4 songs. And I think it's great. So you guys should check it out. All right. So back to that scene. Who's here? Roxanne Arfield's here. Wes Webb, Duck Dynasty, all those guys are already millionaires. What do you mean? They were millionaires before the show? That show didn't make them millionaires? Well, I'll take your word for it, I guess. Josh is here. Josh says, TJ, get some bungee cords and stretch the green screen on a fence and spray it lightly with some water. That sounds like a lot of work, but, the Soulcraft played outdoor show last night at the camp with my girls, the Dead Deads. The Dead Deads. Cynthia, pet the dog. I would pet the dog. If the dog came into my yard, I'd pet the dog. I'd say, hey, doggy, come here. What are you doing? I don't know why I'm talking like I'm in Brooklyn. I don't even live in Brooklyn. But if I had a yard, it might be in Brooklyn, and if the dog came in my yard, I'd go, hey, doggy, what you doing in my yard? You want a snack? I might have a snack for you. And Brooklyn says, don't eat the dog. I'm not going to eat I'm not going to eat the dog. I'm going to pet the dog. You guys are funny. Wes Webb, skunks. Wes Webb, it's like Wes Webb is just over in the corner. We're talking about the dogs, we're petting the dogs, or whatever, and he's over in the corner. Skunk. Okay, Wes, thank you. Nick Rich, if the dog answers, you have a problem. Well, either by saying you have a problem, like maybe I'm on drugs of some sort, or that would be kind of like amazing. There's a talking dog in my yard. Josh says, "Uh-oh, hot dogs again." Well, I didn't say anything about hot dogs, but anyhow, it's only a matter of time before feet comes up. And now there we are. Here, just by you writing it and me reading it, here we are. Anyhow, Gulf Marine says, too late. They've already eaten the cats. They've eaten the dogs. Just empty wrappers left. Get me a dog. Put some mustard in it. Big Cook, Big Cook. If we lose the ability of the judges to weigh in and tell Trump no, then we lose everything. It's no joking matter. I know. It's no joking matter. It's just, we live in strange times, don't we? I think we do. Hey, John Glad's here. Glad to see John Glad in the driver's labs. Says all 5 or 6 in one place and racing each other to boot. I might be mid-thread. That might be a mid-thread post. Paul J's here. Hey, Paul J. Howdy. Paul J's out there doing some yard work. Got to get it done. Cynthia says Vegas is fire. Fire! We are definitely above average temperatures for this time of year. About 10, 12 degrees above average right now. So, West Web John used to be fun. I know. I'm just an old stick in the mud nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm just an old fuddy-duddy. Paul Burrows, bullshit, got to go back to work. Get back to work, Paul. Enough of this sitting around listening to Trucker John. Gulf Marine, why is TJ always lagging by 10 minutes? Because I'm reading almost all of your chats. That's why. Silly. You big silly. Hey, there's Sandy Foltz. Hi, Sandy. Sandy says, hi, Trucker John. I'm out on the road with my mobility scooter. Nice. Thanks for being here. Gin Up the Base says, at Roxanne Epstein, if you get me spinning, then I'll be bartering my world-famous PB&Js for tabs of acid and bong rips. Those must be some pretty good PB&Js if you're able to barter for acid and pot. Whoopsie. Oh, whoopsie, I almost lost my cap. West Webb is really wants to make sure that we know that the batter will stay fresh when refrigerated. And I don't doubt you, West Webb. In fact, West Webb was the one that told me that you could put a loaf of bread in the freezer. You know, like if you got, say you have another loaf of bread that you're using, and instead of keeping both, let's say you have 2 loaves of bread. You went to the store, you bought 2 loaves of bread. That's sometimes what I do. Or maybe 3, you know, whatever, if they're on sale or something. And what I was doing was I would just leave all 3 loaves out, and I was afraid by the time I finished the first loaf, the other 2 loaves might be starting to turn green or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it was Wes Webb that told me that he puts his bread that he's not currently using, the loaf of or whatever, in the freezer. And I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, dude. Whoa. Mind blower. So I tried it. And then, so I put the bread in the freezer, and then when let's say I'm almost done with the first loaf, and so I'll take the other one out like that night or whatever, and then the next morning it's all thawed out, and it's like completely fresh. It's not soggy. It's not like anything happened to it. It's completely like fresh and fine. So that was because Wes Webb. So now he's telling me about the pancake batter, or I don't know if it was pancake batter or waffle batter. I suppose it could be either way. I mean, it could be both. Probably pertains to both. That you can refrigerate the batter, whether it's waffle batter or pancake batter. I do believe they are different. I don't know. Can you just put pancake batter in the waffle maker and it would it make a waffle, or do you have to have special waffle batter? I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'm sure Wes Webb will have an answer later as I scroll down. He'll probably answer that. Josh says yes. There's a brick strip. Yeah, so they still have a brick strip. Nick Rich, 12 noon in Vegas, so now I'm 12 minutes behind. So to answer your question, Golf Marine, the reason I'm behind is because I take the time to read y'all's posts. And then I read it. Sometimes I'll expound on it. Sometimes it'll lead me off onto some tangent. I might talk about Springsteen for a few minutes. I might talk about ironing my green screen. We might talk about feet. I don't know. So these things happen. Gin up the base that says that Soulcraft, where does that rank on the dryness scale of dry heat climate cities? The Soulcraft says, I love this little spot, Jerome, Arizona, where Caduceus vineyards are based. I think I've driven through Jerome. Just can't place it right now in my head. Sandy Fold says the potheads that lived next to my old place finally got evicted. Well, serve those potheads right. Brooklyn says, I hope you make a lot of money this weekend. I do too. Because I need it. I need it. I gotta have it. Rent's due on Monday. So yeah, I better make some money. Cynthia says, yeah, my mom just said that it used to be all bricks, and at the finish line there is 1 yard of bricks. My parents have gone to about 15 races over the years. Nice. Big Hook says ICE is showing up at immigration courts and arresting people who show up to follow the legal process. Yes, we effectively are now Nazis rounding up the Jews. These people are hiding their faces and ID. Yeah, we are in a police state. This is a constitutional crisis. The Constitution is not being followed. It's being ignored, willfully ignored, by this administration, and we're being run by a criminal president, no doubt. Roxanne Epstein, Gin Up the Bass, famous PB&Js. You're going to see me dance my ass off to some Billy Strings with Dead and Company at Golden Gate Park. Sounds like fun. Brooklyn says, yay, Bruce Springsteen. Yay, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce! Big Hook, highly recommend that you listen to Keith Olbermann Countdown. His last one lays out the whole sinister plot of Trump and the Republicans. That's a good recommendation. I haven't listened to that one yet, but I've been listening to Olbermann, and I do love his YouTube podcasts or whatever we're calling them. That's highly Keith Olbermann's highly recommended for sure. Gary, can I call Gary, can I call you Gary? Formerly known as was it Tom Bias? I don't know. I probably shouldn't even say that, but it says I heard Bigfoot wears a hat. Where'd you hear that at? The Soulcraft. I like that Hozier song. Take me to the church. That was his big, huge hit. That wasn't just his song. I mean, it's a song, but I mean, that's the song. And Hosier has a song out playing that is playing on the radio now, which is a good one. But that "Take Me to the Church" that was a huge, mega, mega, mega hit. And it's funny, like some people think it's actually about going to church, but it really isn't. Sandy Folt, the money goes to the pastor's house and tithes and offerings. The tithes and offerings. Westwood Tiger King was scripted. Big Brother and the Bastards too. Yeah, you're telling us stuff that I think we all know that. Scully Pop is here. Hey, Scully. Hey, Scully. Thanks for hopping in here. I actually get to you actually got to catch me live, so that's cool. Fancy's here. Hey, Fancy. Good to see Fancy. Thanks for dropping on in, checking this out for a bit. West Webb, I like dogs, had pit bulls under my fence, trained to be mean. I called the neighbors before I tried to deal with them. Well, at least you tried. At least you tried. Pit bulls can be a little scary. I've seen some really super sweet pit bulls, but they can be pretty intimidating. West Webb, just telling the truth, new one is a mastiff of some sort. Those mastiffs, we had a mastiff. They are huge beasts, but they can be pretty sweet too if you know them, if you know them, if you sweet talk them. Hey, Brooklyn with a $2 super sticker. Yippee, Brooklyn! Thank you so much for that $2 sticker. We've got this little is that a cat? I guess that is smiling. Thank you, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, yo, Brooklyn. West Webb, I wouldn't hurt a flea unless they're biting me. Big Hook, Big Hook. Remember, this Memorial Day is in honor of those who fought to protect the innocents and to preserve human rights of everyone, I guess. If we lose our humanity and empathy, then we become animal predators. Remember the fallen. Memorial Day is to remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of this country in the military. Absolutely. So this weekend, as we get together, and if we have a backyard barbecue with our family and our friends, or we go out to something, or we go to an event or whatever, maybe just raise your cup and just have a little thought, a little in memory of those that have sacrificed and helped you get to the point where you can have that nice barbecue without the fear of some Nazi trying to stop you from doing that. Wes Webb, I freeze all my fresh bread. See there? And I got that from you, Wes. James Williams, didn't it used to be Arbor Day? No, I don't believe so. When it first started, it was right after the Civil War, or sometime after the Civil War. A lot of the states, mainly the northern states, for some reason the southern states were too bitter or too butthurt to do it. But they would decorate the graves of all the fallen soldiers from the Civil War. So they called it Decoration Day. And then from there, it evolved into holidays where it was more kind of states would do different states would do holidays, and it's kind of a hopscotch mismatch type of thing. And then eventually it became Memorial Day. I think not until like the 70s, actually, where it was officially Memorial Day. But for all these decades before that, there was always some sort of a Remembrance Day. I think they may have called it Remembrance Day at one point. I don't think it was Arbor Day. Arbor Day is like planting trees or something. Uh, Soulcraft says, I don't like that. Tastes different later. Well, the bread, to me, the bread, if you're talking about the bread didn't taste different. In the morning, and when you want to make toast for your breakfast or whatever, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Brooklyn, New York says, John, I love that putting bread in the freezer is such a new concept. I don't know if you're being facetious or sarcastic or what, but it certainly was a new concept to me. I'd never done that before. Gary, can I call you Gary? This chat is ahead of the video. Well, I know I'm behind the chat. Soulcraft throws off the moisture for me. I'm a bread snub. What do you mean it throws off the moisture? I don't understand that. MJ Daniels here. Hey, MJ. Good to see you. MJ says, yes, we go to an outlet store for a local company and buy a bunch of bread, then freeze it. Yeah, and it's fine, right? When you thaw it out, there's no moisture loss or whatever. It's fine. Roxanne Arfield says there is still Arbor Day. We just don't get a day off for it. And I don't believe Arbor Day has anything to do with Memorial Day. I think it's two completely separate things. Nick Rich 1212, and so I am 12 minutes behind. I'm staying at a consistent 12 minutes behind. Wes Webb says some think that you should not mix the pancake batter so well, leaves more bubbles. I mix the hell out of my pancake batter. I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest. I mix it a lot. Brooklyn, feet and eyebrows and pizza. Some of the more popular topics that we get into, yeah, here on the old Trucker John live stream. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Maybe someday, before I die, we'll get to 4,000 subscribers. MJ Daniel lived in Tucson for a bit, over a year in 1991, hit 117 that summer. And that was probably a rarity at that time, and now that's more commonplace. Hitting 117. That's almost like in the summer, in July and August, that's almost like an average temperature, I think, these days. The Soulcraft says, give me potheads, even heroin addicts, over meth users. I guess if there's a hierarchy, yeah. And did I give Fancy a yippee? Fancy, did I yippee you? I'm gonna yippee Fancy just in case. I'm not. My old brain. Well, Fancy, $2 super sticker. Yippee to Fancy. Thank you so much. It got that cool little emoji thingy, rocking back and forth. Thank you, Fancy. Appreciate you. That says that was. It says it was their first super on his live stream. So yippee again. Aaron says that I live next to a math lab. Not a math lab, a meth lab. Although, if you had your preference, you'd probably rather live next to a math lab. Although you'd have all these nerds walking around. Um, yeah, it figures, Wes. It figures that you wouldn't like Bruce because you're just an asshole, and assholes don't like cool people with compassion that have compassion over their fellow man. So it stands to reason that you wouldn't like Bruce because you're an asshole. Guff Marine says Keith Olbermann is too good for network TV. Nick Richards says, I think Wes is doing shrooms. If he was doing shrooms, I don't think he would be half the asshole that he is. Just saying. Apparently he's on the vodka. I don't know. Pam J says, I consulted an expert who says pancake mix can be used for waffles. Just add an egg to it. I thought pancake mix already had eggs in it. I mean, I buy the ones where you just add water, but I used to make my own pancake batter where I would add eggs to it. Maybe I was making waffle batter and didn't even know it. I don't know. Walter Makarovich, hey, says Trucker John, good day to you. Just had to ask, when you drove your truck, did you ever spend any time at Truck World in Hubbard, Ohio, off I-80 East? Um, I don't know. I may have. I know I stopped at the I-80 trucks. What's the really big famous one? I think it's just called the I-80 truck stop. It's a really big, huge one. I don't think it was. I forget if it was Hubbard. I don't know if it was called Truck World, but there's the I-80 truck stop. That's a pretty big one. Um, Marcia says, "I'm sorry, I'm late, Trucker John. I got really bummed out after hearing Philip Ittner on Hal Sparks, and I had to charge my phone. I really need me some Trucker John talk today." Well, don't be sorry for being late. I'm just glad you're here. That's the main thing. Just get here and hang out with us, and we'll see what we can do. It looks like there might be some connectivity issues going on. That might just be my iPad. So hopefully I'm not freezing up or buffering. If I am, I'm sorry, even though it really isn't anything I can do about it. Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. Hopefully I'm not buffering. Am I buffering? Like, let me know if I'm buffering or anything like that. I may have lost connectivity. I don't know. Uh, Fancy says you're fine. Okay, good. Okay, thanks. I guess just my iPad is just not the best, or it's a challenging situation here. Brooklyn says, what's the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day? Memorial Day is specifically about remembering those that have died while in service in the military. Veterans Day is a recognition just of all veterans, whether they died or not. That's the difference, I guess. Veterans Day is a day of thanking those for their service, recognizing their service to the country just by enlisting and being a member of the military. I believe that's it. I could be a little bit off on that, but Memorial Day is specifically about those that have made that ultimate sacrifice, who have died. And it doesn't necessarily. I don't think it necessarily has to be that they died on a battlefield. It could be, they were in the military, they were serving. In other words, I'm not sure if it has to be during a time of war or not. Maybe because a lot of times people die in training and training exercises and stuff like that. But that's a good. So if anyone knows, is it specific? Because I don't remember now if it's specifically to just those that died like during wartime, during a time of war, or not. I don't know. But there is a distinction. Memorial Day is more about remembering and memorializing those that have died while serving. And then Veterans Day is just a recognition of all veterans, saying thank you for your service, thank you for being a part of our military, and in making that pledge that you would make the ultimate sacrifice if necessary. But thanking them for their service, that's the kind of a distinction there, I think. Major Ogetto could try to tell us hey, the Major could come on. I just saw something. I think the kids are playing catch again, and I saw a ball fly by. Tell the Major to come on my show, and he can explain it. He can explain it to us beautifully. And even though I'm not really set up to bring on a guest, but he could come into the chat if he wants to. I don't know. But he's a busy guy. He's busy. He's running for Senate. So maybe send a couple bucks to Major Ogetto's campaign fund. He's running for Senate. Where's he at? South Carolina or something like that? Westwood, plant your trees any day you please. Rhyme. Yeah, I think that has to do with Arbor Day too. Right? Mr. Bob Newell's here. I can't hear you. I have 3 ears. Mr. Bob Newell, where's your truck? Westwood, truck is in the shop. I don't have a truck. I sold my truck like over 2 years ago. Mr. Bob Newell, is it hot in Vegas? It's pretty hot. I mean, today we're only going to get 90 degrees, but we'll be back up in the upper 90s and hitting 100 all next week. Mr. Bob Newell says you should chill the batter in the fridge before cooking. Brooklyn, Viva Las Vegas. Oh, Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, this is the king here. King of rock and roll. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Marcia says Memorial Day showing respect for all those that gave their lives. Veteran Day showing respect for all veterans. Still with us and those who are not, I believe. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Terry Taylor says, hi, TJ, in chat. Yes, don't mix your pancake batter much. It makes pancakes tough. I don't know. I think I think I mix them pretty good. I just use a fork. I don't use like a blender or anything like that. But I give them a pretty good. I get make sure it's all smooth and the batter's all there's no clumps or anything. And I think my pancakes come out pretty darn good. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you very much. Soulcraft says my ex-girlfriend makes this cake and she grinds up Captain Crunch into the dust, then puts it in the batter and bit in the frosting. It's so good. That sounds good, I guess. I guess that sounds good. Brooklyn says I took 2 gummies today just because and they just knocked me out. I know that. See, I'm a lightweight. If I took 2 gummies, I would probably be comatose for a day or two. Hey, Barbara Nichols is here. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Says keep bread in freezer, take out slices as I need them, defrost for about 5 minutes. Look at all these bread freezers. Mr. Bob Newell, is Bruce still alive? Fuck you. I say that affectionately because I know, you're fucking around. But yeah, he's alive. He's fucking alive and kicking. West Webb, you are the asshole. I loved Bruce before you were aware. Okay. Okay, so I'm the asshole. I'm not the one that comes on and talk shit about Bruce, but I'm the asshole. Okay. Soulcraft says, I'll retry it, but last time it reminded me of bread that had been microwaved. I don't know. It's work. We all have our own things, our own preferences. But I was surprised. I was actually surprised because I thought that freezing the bread and then thawing it out, I thought that would make the bread somehow gross or just not right. But when I tried it, I was very pleasantly surprised that it seemed to have no ill effect on the bread, to me. Now, your results may vary. I don't know. Mr. Brooklyn says, Barbara, I do that, but with English muffins, 1 minute in the microwave. Mr. Bob Newell, Aunt Jemima, rest in peace. I think I just bought some Aunt Jemima syrup. I think. I know, I bought a big, I was out of syrup. I bought a thing of syrup. I forget if it was Aunt Jemima or not. I guess we're not supposed to say Aunt Jemima. That might be racist. I don't know. Terry Taylor says, add oil to the pancake mix for waffles. Probably very important so that it doesn't stick when you lift the thing up. And it doesn't that probably helps with the sticking, maybe. I don't know. Nick Rich can't stop laughing. Thanks, John. Well, you're welcome, Nick Rich. I'm so far behind in the chat, I'm not even sure why I made you laugh. Maybe when I called Wes an asshole. Wes Webb says, where's Jolie? Well, I don't know. I did send her a notification. She might be working or she might be with her kids. I know it's hard to believe, but there are other things to do besides be here. So, yeah, I don't know, Wes. I haven't heard from her, but I'm sure it's something cool, something good. Either work or she's doing something with her kids or girls, her daughters. Mr. Bob Newell, have you ever been to Exit 256 on 995? Oh, I remember it well. Exit 256. Yes, it was a warm August night in 1983. Yeah. I may have been on if there's a truck parking there or something, I may have been there. West Webb, Marcia, and Susie are always having troubles. I pray for them every hour or so. Wow, on the hour. It's like, boom, oh, time to pray for Susie and Marsha. Paul J, recovering meth head tweakers suck. And sometimes they snort. Robert Nichols says also bagels, donuts, and muffins. I'm gonna have to remember that about the donuts because I was shopping the other day at Albertsons and they in their little bakery department they had a big thing, a big I guess it was like a box of a dozen donuts and they looked really good, but I didn't buy them because I knew that I would probably only eat like one donut a day in the morning with my coffee, and I'm thinking by the time I get 2 or 3 days into it, all the rest of the donuts are going to be no good. But if I stuck those in the freezer, I would have donuts for 12 days. I'm going to try that, Barbara. I'm going to try that. West Webb, there might not even be an exit 256 because Bob Newell, I think, was fucking with us. And each state, the numbering system starts over. And it's usually about every mile. So are there any states along the eastern seaboard there on I-95 that are 256 miles long? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Aaron says no buffering. Says I'm just now getting to the part where I thought it was buffering. That was about 10 minutes ago. So Big Hook says nobody answers my prayers because Wes is still here. Proof there is proof if there is a God, he is cruel as fuck. Yeah, God just it proves God has a sense of humor. He's fucking with you, Big Hook. He's like, I'm gonna fuck with Big Hook and make sure that Wes is right there, front and center. Front and center. Um, so you guys are telling me about the buffering issues, and it wasn't really that bad. Fancy says, I love to play Morrowind. Is that a game? Like some game or something? Don't believe I've ever heard of it. Um, the Soulcraft says, when I go to work on my music for the Royal We, I just sit there running thoughts in my head on a feedback loop. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Josh says it's in memory of all those who have served and passed for Memorial Day. Yeah, and so I was trying in the best way that I could to, I guess, explain the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. I'm hearing lots of people talking out there. Gary, can I call you Gary? I've got GTA 3, Grand Theft Auto, I guess, and the Xbox. Not playing much lately. I'm just tired as hell. Well, get you some rest. Get you some rest. Paul Sharky Mannion, hey, from across the pond. Hey, Paul Sharky Mannion. Sarah says, hello, TJ and my trucker friends. What a disgraceful week in the Trump world. Didn't think it could get any lower. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. That motherfucker is gonna, there's no lowness that could be too much. Yeah, there's no end. There's no bottom to that barrel. I don't know. What am I trying to say here? But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Uh, North Carolina. Oh yeah, I was talking about Ojeda. Aaron West says North Carolina. So Ojeda is running for Senate in North Carolina. So if you can go, I'm sure Google. You can Google him, and you can find his probably his campaign site. You got a couple bucks to send his way. Yeah. If you can, if you can't, then the way you can help out, I guess, is just by promoting his page and promoting his name, getting his name out there. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been skipping almost all of Wes's posts just because not all of them are so bad, but they're just you know kind of like I don't know if it's worth reading. I don't know. Like this one, I was trying to give. This is from Wes Webb. I was trying to give you an out as to why you name yourself a trucker, motherfucker. Like what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck are you talking about? You know, uh, it's it kind of cracks me up. But Big Hook, Aaron, with the patience of a saint, you obviously are taking after Andrea. I believe it's pronounced Andrea and not Andrea. I did ask Andrea that one time, a long time ago, and I believe she said it's Andrea. Just so you know, because I know Hal says Andrea all the time. It's Andrea. Um, Gary, can I call you Gary? My truck is in the repair shop, but I'm a grass farmer. Gary, your truck is always in the shop, man. That sucks. Seems like your truck is always in the goddamn shop. Wes Webb, if you don't think I am an asset to your show, block me and I will gladly go away. My therapist tells me that I should, and you are imaginary. See that stuff that's gold. That's gold right there, guys. That is chat room gold. Wes Webb, I haven't blocked you yet. I think I did block one of your personas. Maybe accidentally, maybe not accidentally. I don't know. But you know, we give you a really long leash and just don't cross the line where you get really ugly and hateful. Because I do think that most of the stuff you say is tongue in cheek or it's to try to get a rise out of people or whatever. You're just fucking with people. But, you know, I think most of your stuff is pretty funny. But and very quizzical to me. Maybe because I'm a simpleton. I don't know. Josh says I'm convinced Tim Walls knows how to make a mean pancake. Me too. Mr. Bob Newell says Waffle House has the best pancakes. Go figure. You know what? I'm trying to remember if I've ever had pancakes at the Waffle House. I've always gotten the waffle. I don't think I've ever had a pancake at the Waffle House. Now, next time I'm at a Waffle House, I'm going to have to try the pancakes. Thanks, Mr. Bob Newell. Sandy Foltz made it home. All right, Sandy. Glad you made it home okay. Roxanne Epstein, just two indicas, not with sativas. You won't be knocked out, Trucker John. Well, I'm not a big expert in any of that shit. All I know is maybe it was earlier this year, maybe last year. I've had a couple of times where some very pretty female passengers is when I was doing rideshare. So it wasn't with the cab. Where I took them to a dispensary, and they got some gummies, and they gave me some. Very nice of them to do that. I put them in a little plastic baggie, and I took them home. And I remember I would take at first I would just, and I don't even know if it was an indica and a sativa. I don't even know what it was made of. I don't remember now. But I remember I think at the time I think that's when my shoulder was really hurting me, and I don't know I some other issues maybe, and so I remember thinking, well, I'm gonna take one of these gummies before I go to bed, and I remember I would take I think at first just like a half of one, and then eventually I think I maybe I took a whole one. I think I always just cut them in half, and I remember just getting really deep sleep, like super deep sleep. So I don't know. I don't know what it was made out of, but it worked for that. Mr. Bob Newell, is Bruce relevant? Well, he still sells out big, huge arenas all over the world. So I don't know. I think he's fine. I think he's relevant. West Web oil for both pancakes. I put oil in the pan. I oil the pan. I don't put it in the actual batter. Gary Kennecalli, Gary, Bruce Springsteen is using his fame to help people deal with an autocrat. Absolutely. And to bring about attention to it, to what's going on, and letting the rest of the world know that we're not all fucking maggots. That's also a part of it too. He's almost like apologizing, like, sorry, we have this fucking asshole as president, and he's doing this shit. We don't all over here in America. We're not all on board with it. That's kind of what I feel. Um, Monica Bauer, those damn blue collar tweakers. Hey, Monica Bauer, good to see you, by the way. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. I'm still trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before I die. So let's see if we can do that. Nick Rich, all this talk about food, I need a cookie. Roxanne Epstein's Brooklyn, 471 Indica, and only one before bedtime, and I always start slow with gummies. One, then wait a few hours. Take another, takes an hour to hit you. Gary Kennecall, Gary, freeze cookies. West Web 227. Am I that far behind? I'm really far behind. I don't know if that's the right time. Hey, Richard from Australia is here. It's 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning for Richard. Richard contacting us from the future. Hey, Richard, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hanging out with us for a little bit. And we got Damon Dog. Hey, Damon Dog. Damon Dog, the big dog, is here. Hey, big dog. Hey, Damon Dog. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Richard, believing in God is like believing in Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. I'm sure there's probably some people in this chat that would take issue with that, Richard. West Webb, my songs are ugly babies. Only I love Feet on the Dashboard. Did you watch it? Did you click on the link yesterday and go watch Feet on the Dashboard? A movie by yours truly. I wrote and directed it. MJ Daniel says the Republican Party, led by Kim Jong Trump, is leading America towards a fascist police state, one step at a time. I wonder if enough Americans are taking it seriously. I wonder that too. Because in talking to people that I see, in cabs and stuff, some people are just oblivious or they're living like 20 years behind the times. And they still think that Trump is this great businessman from The Apprentice. This kick-ass, takes names, mover and shaker, and he's good for the country because he's a no-nonsense mover and shaker, and he knows how to run a business, and he should be running America like a business. And when you tell him about the 34 felonies that he was convicted of and the being found, I guess, was it liable or whatever for being an adjudicated rapist, whatever, he was found, because that's a civil court. They don't know anything about that. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Phil and Jackie says, thank you for the Saturday smiles and Snickers. Now I want a Snickers bar. Damon Dog, I went out and mowed. Mower has a flat tire. Weed water won't start, and the leaf blower is making funny noise. So just put it off till later. MJ Daniel, it's not even June yet. This is going to be a rough summer. I think so. It's going to be a long, hot summer, and it's going to go into fall. Richard says, Bone Spurs Trump referred to war veterans as suckers and losers. What a grub. Yeah, he did. Damon Dog, a Jetta NCO 9. I live in NCO 8. Is he running for a house seat? I thought he was running for senator. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood. Pam J, how's the tourist business in Las Vegas, John? Did you drive that? I did drive last night. It was very busy. Memorial Day weekend is, in my experience, now this is my third time doing either now taxi cab, and before I was doing rideshare. And Memorial Day weekend is one of the busiest weekends of the year, of the entire year. Now, it's been very, very busy last night. It was very, very busy. Lots of people. But having said that, it does feel a little bit like it's a little bit less than usual. Not much, but I can tell it just looks a little less crowded, but it's still very, very busy. But I do think it's down a little bit, and I don't know how to access these statistics as far as like hotel revenues on the strip or hotel occupancies and stuff like that. I don't know how to. Maybe if I spent some time, I could figure out how to find that shit. But I would bet it's down a few percentage points, 2 or 3 or 4% over even same time last year. I bet once we get through this weekend, there is a place where they put out these type of stats. I don't know. I should try to find it. Non-usual says, non-usual, by the way, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge. Non-useful says, I just went to the store. Oh my God, prices are out of control. The conservative news media is not talking about the real issues. It's all about trans teenagers playing sports. I just went to the supermarket a couple days ago. To tell the truth, I didn't really notice anything out of out of control here in Vegas. But you're right. The trans issue is a distraction. Those are distractions. One of those things that we don't want to talk about inflation under Trump. We don't want to talk about the stock market crashing under Trump. We don't want to talk about tariffs raising prices because of Trump's policies. We don't want to talk about the Epstein files not being released, even though that was one of the things that he campaigned on. So we're going to talk about things like trans kids and make that this hot button issue and distract us from really not saying that trans issues aren't important, but the thing about tariffs and inflation and crashing the economy, those are things that Trump is doing. Those are happening because of his actions. And so those are things that should be immediately addressed. The things about like the trans issues and stuff like that, those are things that we can talk about and we can have discussions about, like real adult, mature discussions about. But it's not really something that I mean, that's sort of like a long-term thing or whatever. And those are, like I said, those are things we can have discussions about. We can try to form, policies around that or whatever. But the thing that could be immediately dealt with is to get on Trump's case and tell him to knock this shit off, because this is all self-inflicted. All this tariffs and inflation and all this shit. This stuff is happening in real time, and it's happening because of Trump's policies, and it could be stopped right now. And if the Republicans in Congress would grow a spine and stand up to him, and I think they are kind of doing that, at least some of them, with this big beautiful bill bullshit. But we need more of them. Congress needs to take their power back. They've given Trump so much leeway, so much authority. They need to take away these fucking authority that they're giving him. And they need to step in and say, no, you can't just arbitrarily put these tariffs in place. It's supposed to go through us. It has to go through Congress. We're not going to let you just continue to do this. They need to stand up and step up and grow a goddamn spine. Anyhow. Damon Dog, I used to think Wes was crazy till I met him in a Boston Brian Zoom. Not such a bad guy. Yeah, Wes could be a very sweet guy. But yeah, he says stuff that can leave you scratching your head sometimes. Pam J says, John, you should just stand up and we'll write for you. Your tagline can be GFY. It's so funny because I was watching the Flappers show. These kids need to be careful. They've hit the wall like 2 or 3 times now with the ball. And I'm afraid they're going to like hit my window or something. Anyhow, Wes Webb, I love you, John. Oh, I love you too, Wes. But I was watching the Flappers show, and I was actually, I don't know if I guess fantasizing is the word. I'm actually fantasizing about like if I could go and do some stand up, and that is one thing that I've I guess fantasized or thought about over the years about doing. I've even written down some jokes, or I was trying to get a little, put some, like a routine together, get 5 minutes or 10 minutes together or whatever. And I have it written down somewhere in a pad, in storage probably. It's probably in storage. But I've thought about it. And then I started looking into it. Even those open mic nights, aren't so easy to get into. There's this whole hierarchy of these comedians and yeah, I don't know, like trying to get in and trying to get on. From what I've read, it's kind of cutthroat. Anyhow, but yeah, it's funny. I did, I was watching the Flapper show, and I was thinking I could certainly do better, I think, than that fucking Dean Del Rio guy. That guy was an asshole, not funny at all. I think that guy's kind of a piece of shit. I didn't watch the very beginning. I guess I just because I was watching a little bit when I was in the taxi lines last night from the car on my phone. I just came in. I think it was almost halfway through, and it was when the MC, what's her name, Cheryl or something. I saw her do a little bit, and I just remember she told this joke, and it completely fell flat. It's tough, man. Being a stand up that's got to be one of the most difficult things in the world. But I am confident that I would be funnier than that Dean Del Rio motherfucker. That guy was awful. Now I know a lot of times for flappers, you know they're just trying out new stuff, or maybe they're not really. It's not like um, they're polished show. Like apparently this guy has a special out on, I don't know if it was at Netflix or wherever. I haven't seen it. I would hope that whatever that is, it was a much polished and better show than what he did last night, because that guy was awful. Um, but anyhow, yeah, I've thought about doing that stand up. I've always thought about it for my whole life, probably, but I just haven't had the access, or I never got to where I needed to be, I guess. Gary, can I call you Gary? My mechanic can't find an engine for my 2000 Ford Ranger to replace the blown engine. Man, and I know those things. Um, that's not cheap to get and to put it in and everything. Sandy Foltz, I put bread in the freezer. It's just fine. See there, Soulcraft. Another endorsement for putting bread in the freezer. Um, Richard, Mack trucks are the best. Big Hook, you've always been off key, West, and out of tune. Um, I'm looking at the clock. I'm afraid because I don't know what the state of charge is on my phone, and I know I started with less than 100%. So I don't want to go too long, otherwise the show will just all of a sudden go dark, and it'll be because the phone died. So if that happens, just know that that's what happens. If all of a sudden the show just goes completely black, it's because the phone died. So I'm just giving you you know, a little warning. Sandy Foltz, are you still going to be on at noon Monday through Friday? I think I'm going to give it a try, Sandy. Maybe not. I think Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe I'll still do the 9 a.m. spot, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll do noons. I'll do nooners. How's that sound? I know it's confusing because I keep changing and my mind, and it's just confusing as heck. Brooklyn, New York says I went into a Waffle House in Pennsylvania. The waitress was yelling orders, etc. I went to IHOP instead. It can get a little boisterous in a Waffle House, I'll admit. I used to like stopping at them if I was at near one at a truck stop when I was driving. I used to like going to the Waffle House. Damon Dog, I'm NJ Daniel. I posted that on my Facebook this morning. They're still blaming Biden. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Brooklyn says they're still talking about Hunter's laptop. Yeah, it's just same old shit. They keep dragging out. They drag this shit out, and they have nothing. If they had anything, then why didn't they do anything about it? You know, it's just. I'm just hoping that more and more and more and more of us are, onto their bullshit. Um, Wes Webb, this is not a competition about whose shoulder hurt worse. All right, this is not a competition. Richard says, I like the way Trucker John doesn't hold back on the F word. Some say I never cuss, and then some say I cuss too much. So, it's all a matter of perspective, I guess. Nick Rich, I need a cookie. That's the second time now. So you're really jonesing for it. I'm gonna make you wait, Nick Rich. I'll make you wait for it. West Web, like and share for fuck's sake. It took me a while to get in here. Sorry, I was outside playing catch with the kids out here, and so I didn't hear all the requests for my appearance. All right, so excuse the hell out of me. All right, just having a catch with the kids out there. That's how Tough Cookie. That's how Tough Cookie rolls. But who was that? Who was clamoring? Who was out there crying about not enough Tough Cookie in there? Thank you very much, by the way, because otherwise Trucker John would probably never bring me on, even though he is contractually obligated to bring me on the show. I might have to file a lawsuit at some point if he doesn't get me on it more. But yeah, so what did I miss? I was outside playing catch. What, Trump's an asshole and feet? That's probably what I missed, right? Trump's an asshole and something about feet. I'm sure that's the topic of it's a no-brainer on Trucker John. It's all he talks about. Did we talk about hot dogs yet? Did we talk about my beautiful blue eyebrows that are very luscious and don't even try to eat them because I know they're tempting, but don't eat my eyebrows. Don't even think about it because I'll cut a bitch. All right, Tough Cookie will cut a bitch if you try to eat my eyebrows. Anyhow, so yeah, I just wanted to pop in real quick, say hi to everybody, say hi to Nick Rich, my number one fan. Hey buddy, how's it going? As I'm getting blinky. I'm blinky. I don't know why. I'm getting blinky, but it happens. It does happen, from time to time. Excuse me, I think I got a crumb in my throat. I do see hey, Trucker John, your state of charge is down to 20%. So you might want to think about maybe ending this thing before the whole show goes kaputs. Before it goes kaputs. You know what I mean? The whole show might just go right down the shitter any minute now. You're down to 20%, Trucker John. Now you could turn off the mic and plug the phone in like a normal human being, like someone that's got half a brain. You could just turn the mic off and use the mic on the phone Instead of trying to be all fancy, like, oh, look at me, I've got a microphone. Oh, fancy schmancy. You could do that, Trucker John. You do realize that, right? You putz. No wonder he doesn't put me on very much. I just come on here and I cut him down. All right, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. So anyhow, there is also another clause in the contract that whenever Tough Cookie gets on, then that means I have to come on. That's how it works. It's called the Tough Cookie Purple Beard Guy clause. So now you're stuck with me for a bit. Anyhow, I think Bruce Springsteen is amazing. For any of you haters out there, Bruce Springsteen is a great performer and great songs, and he really is a champion of the working class people. I just had to get that. I was over there listening to the show, sitting on the couch over here, and it really upset me that people are trying to diss Springsteen, and I'm not really going to stand for it. All right, Purple Beard Guy is not going to stand for that. I think Springsteen is amazing, and has been his whole kind of career has been about America and the working class, middle class people, and giving them a voice. All right, so anyhow, that's all I got to say before the battery dies. I just want to pop in and as is contractually obligated, Trucker John, by the way. Oh, wow, my beard just sort of like flickered. Isn't that weird? Because it's real. It's all real. I don't know why it would flicker like that. Probably AI bots are probably messing with the image and making my beard kind of flicker on and off like that. I'm going to blame it on AI. All right. Yeah, it's a flicker beard. But, and my little mustache is kind of waving, isn't it? Look at there. Yeah. But, all right, guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. I think the phone's about to die, unfortunately. I got to get out of here before it dies. I don't want to be the last thing that's on here. I feel like it's a bad omen or something. So, all right. But thanks for being here. All right. So, Tough Cookie, Paul the Purple Beard Guy. Yeah. Thanks for chiming in, guys. Thanks for that. I do appreciate you. I do, and the battery is getting low, so we might go ahead and end the show. Anyhow, we've been on for an hour and 48 minutes. Now I could do I guess it was Tough Cookie that suggested that I unplug the fancy smancy microphone. Hello, test. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. We could unplug this fancy smancy, and I could plug that in to the charging cord, but I probably should get going and get ready for work anyhow. So, got to get it into that cab. John Glad says it's not that she sings so bad. She makes me want to push my finger into my eye and swirl around. I'm mid-thread. I don't know who you're talking about. Because I did skip down a little bit in the chat just to try to get caught up a little bit. And so I've missed a lot of the thread. Nick Rich says 1 p.m., so I'm 21 minutes behind in the chat, in reading the chat. Damon Dog says Ojeda House of Representatives. Oh, okay, so he's running for House. I thought he was running for Senate for some reason. So thanks for that correction. No, Newsel says you can use fruit puree like applesauce or pumpkin puree, or even yogurt for pancakes or waffles. They're quite tasty. Hmm. Richard says there's no longer a Republican Party, but rather a Trumplican Party. Josh says Big Hook Looney Tunes was many kids' main exposure to classical orchestral music. That sounds about right. I mean, I'm skipping down in the chat, guys, because I know I'm almost done. The battery's almost done, and I'm just going to skip down a little bit. Um, MJ Daniel, on top of everything, the one reason we still have Amazon is the one reason we still have Amazon. Maybe on. I don't know. We do not use the shipping much anymore, and they have announced Wheel of Time will not get another season in spite of popularity. Wheel of Time. I don't think I've ever watched that. Yeah, Gary Kennekelly, the transgender issue is a deflection of tyranny that Pab is wielding. Search for You, it says, just came in from working in the yard. Happy Memorial Day weekend, truckers. Right back at you. Search for You. Remember, uh, tip raise a cup of your favorite beverage in memory of those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. Um, Pam J, it didn't look like there were many people at Flappers last night. And I think, was it Hal or was it that made the joke? Or was it Dell, the guy who I thought was an asshole? Maybe said something about that, about how they were all spread out or something. Or Dean. Did I say Dell? I meant Dean. But yeah, Del Rio or whatever the hell it is. I thought that guy was horrible. Big Hook says, "Stop, John. When have the Republicans ever done anything good? I am sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like rooting for a serial killer who preys on the poor and the kids." I'm not sure what you're referencing because I'm 20 minutes behind or so, and I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. But I yeah, I didn't root. I'm not rooting for. I'm just saying the Republicans need to stand up to Trump and not let him just run roughshod over our country. And they could do it. They could stop. They could put a stop to all these tariffs if they stood up to him. That's all I'm saying. I've never liked the Republican Party as long as I've been alive on this planet. I'm 64 years old. But I do think that they could stop Trump. And I think there are some of them that, maybe even a lot of them that are too chicken shit to come out, who don't agree with what Trump is doing. It's even too far for them. Pam J. It says John's stand-up routine is talking about what the different guests are discussing. He can make it up as he goes along. Yeah, it could be like me standing up, almost like reading the chats, right? I would be reading. I would be just reading the crowd, just going, "Oh, this one. Oh, you said that you were gonna that you need some more Tampax or something." That would be the show. Oh, you need new Tampax. Well, there's a Costco. You can get a whole fucking truckload of them. That would be the act. Thank you very much, Sansine. Um, Big Hook. We are on the eve of destruction. Brooklyn, only 7 thumbs up. I see 75 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. I wonder if we can get to 100 before before the battery dies. Could we get 25 more thumbs ups? That would be awesome. Doug G Cookie. Well, I'm at the. That's where I'm at in the chat when Tough Cookie just barged in. Um, Josh says, TJ, I bet there's workshops with other aspiring stand-up comedians. Oh yeah, I'm sure there are. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Brooklyn says, Tough Cookie with a purple beard would be great. Yeah, I'm lucky to have what I have. Uh, yeah, there's Aaron West reminding everyone that we have channel memberships, super chats, and you can support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Or you can buy me a coffee right there at that buy me a coffee link. And all of that is very greatly appreciated. Whatever you can do, even if just liking and subscribing and sharing, that's a huge thing. Because I really want to get to 4,000 subscribers. And I want to see what a dandelion tastes like. Pam J, how can you stop if you never catch up with the chat? It's just, I know, it's a never. Well, the other day I did. Remember, I said I finally caught the tailpipe of the car. Don Eustace says, Sugar John, get yourself a solar cell for your setup. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know how that. I don't. I have. I don't even know how that works. David Doug, peace and love at Truckers Lounge. Right back at you. David Dog, get a cord splitter. Oh, there you go. That might be a thought. That I can kind of wrap my brain around, Demon Dog. So I should look into getting a cord splitter. Absolutely right. That would solve the issue, I think. Non-useless says the National Guard has been called up in St. Louis, Missouri from tornado damage. Looks like a war zone. So I guess the governor had to call in the National Guard. We're down to 10%. See, it pops up the little thing. So now we're down to 10%. State of charge. Josh, 2 waffle irons and a microphone. But I guess Trump wouldn't. I guess Trump has to be the one that sends FEMA, and I guess he wasn't sending FEMA. So go fuck yourself, Trump. Pam J says, yeah, I didn't like that opener guy either. Yeah, he sucked. And I don't like him. So there. I'm just skipping way down here. I'm sort of cherry picking some of the things here now. Like Soulcraft says, when Rubio is the voice of reason in that administration, help us. Yeah. Sandy Folds, $2 super sticker. Yippee, Sandy! Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. With that nice little super sticker with the thumbs up. It says GG and it's I don't know if that's like a robot type of thing, or it's like a game controller thing, PlayStation thing, I think. But thank you, Sandy. Yippee! Okay, so I've scrolled down to the end here, and it says 1:30. Some couple minutes behind there. I guess Wes had some pictures. I don't know. It says ask Aaron or Jolie if you want to see. I don't know. I skipped down so much. I don't know what pictures you're talking about. Yeah, Gary. Can I call you Gary? PAB fired FEMA. Yeah. So now they got to use the National Guard, which is FEMA can do so much more in terms of getting people relief, getting emergency loans to people, and getting people into hotels or shelters or whatever that I don't think the National Guard is set up for. So, fuck Donald Trump, man. All right, guys. The show's about to die. The camera's about to die. I'll see, and we did get to 2 hours, so I will see you guys Monday. Let's just go Monday at noon. Let's try a Monday nooner. Now, at one point, I was going to make Mondays like Monday members only Monday. Should I do Mondays as a members only deal? And then I don't know. I kind of feel bad because then the people who don't have memberships might feel bad. So we'll just do it. We'll make it for everybody. So Mondays will be for everybody. We'll do a Monday nooner. All right, guys. So I'll see you Monday at noon, right here on Trucker John live stream. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for those super stickers, but also thanks for the likes, the subscribe, the sharing, the contributing to the chat, all that stuff. It helps. It does help the show. I appreciate all of you. We did get to 79. I was asking to get to 100. We got to 79 likes. Maybe we can get to 80. I don't know by the time it's all done. But you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out on this Hal Sparks post-show hangout. Thanks for doing it. I appreciate you. And again, I'll see you guys on Monday. But, as is tradition here on the Trucker John live stream, I like to end the show with some words of wisdom. So make sure you get pad, pencil, or a pen, or a crayon, or a Sharpie, whatever it is you use. Write down these words of wisdom because you're going to want them, going to need them as you go through life. Wes Webb, 777 super sticker. Thank you so much, Wes Webb. Yippee! On the way out, as we're ending. Not coming to Las Vegas in style until Trucker John is already rich. Everybody. All right, thank you for that, Wes Webb. And so get your pen, get your paper on. Here's the words of wisdom for today. Okay, guys. So just remember, as we go on.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So I style of Easter baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I try to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire, shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.